This is Wade and Josh again from Pisces. Just going to be talking about what we're doing, actually show you what we're doing in terms of maintaining all our saltwater banks. Now, once a quarter we go through and we do what we call a deep clean. We start at the sump, we flush out all that's in the bottom, we use this vac here, pump it all out, we go through and we siphon all the banks and clean all the glass. And even the very top of the banks have been totally spot cleaned already. So it's going to be a massive work week. We're going through every single one of them step by step. So join us, we're already done with this one, we jump into the next bank. So we'll go through all the sumps here, scrub out everything, we take out all of these pieces. This is where we keep all the filter mats in these areas. So we go to with the fresh water. In here I have reserved some of the water already from the tank. Scrub all the sides. We get through. As you see, I keep no live rock in the sump for this very reason. So we can go in and we'll get ourselves started. Also, these are the probes, the Neptune probes, so we're going to be also recalibrating these guys, cleaning everybody out. So you'll always have access to the information. We know our temperature, pH, conductivity, and oxidation reduction potential on all of our tanks, and we monitor them with the Apex system. Yep. Alright, give me the light. Yep. Alright, you can turn him on for me now. Alright, and now this is the clean of the sump. So we have flushed it all off with fresh water. So every area we have scrubbed with salt. We go back over with the fresh. I wipe off all of the pipe, all the plumbing. The last part I'm going to get off the salt creep that's underneath here. We have a few sponges, we'll clean this off, wipe it down, and then we're done with the sump. We'll pump the water that we held in reserve in this tank back into the sump. And then we're going to do our siphon, and that water is already ready. So this way we don't do too big of a water change, we don't shock the fish. We still remain in our regular bucket, about a 40-gallon water change, but we get everything clean in that one run. Okay, so we're going to do the siphon now, and you can see we have two siphons in my hand. Josh got the long siphon, I got the short siphon. So to help minimize cross-contamination, we always rinse and clean off our siphons before we use them in a tank. So we're going to run it through some hot water here. But Josh asked the question, why the tall one and why the short one? Well, you're going to see that these two siphon the tank very differently. There are some areas that we're going to get into that I'm going to use a tall one and areas I'm going to use a short one. So let's go and start siphoning these tanks. So we have water sitting in here. The easiest way to move through these banks is to take your rocks out, temporarily put them in your holding tank so you can siphon the base properly. The entire base gets siphoned. The rocks also get flushed by being put in this water, and then we put them back in. So take this off, I'm going to pass you the rocks. And the rest siphon tips will be a bit clean. And so far this has been, since we started at 11:50, so we're 1 hour in, so everything is going good. And always check the rocks to see what's on them. So I sort of know what's probably left in the bin. You always find hitchhikers, like a few hermit crabs. And this is really the only way to get a deep inspection of your tank, to see what's going on, because when you move rocks, you see things underneath that you miss. And we move quickly from the tank into the water. I'm just going to have to stretch. No. So now the tanks are empty. Make it easier.
Is there a hitch right there? Yeah, the algae bodies.
Yes, you can go back here. Alright. How it usually goes here at Pisces, you start a job, a customer comes, you have to stop, we serve you. And we work back and forth, balancing in our minds the time, because a lot of times we have to stop what we're doing. So Josh is going to have to help a customer. I'm going to continue starting, that's why we tag team, so we can get it done easily. So again, the easy way to start the siphon. Go down vertically. Come up. Once the water starts to flow, my siphon has started. So I'll do some tests in different spots just to see what it looks like. And what I'm looking for is when I come back down and I release it on the bed, if there is a lot of plumes that kick up. If there isn't, then I know it's relatively in good condition. So there's not a lot of organics in there. We can see just a little bit, but that's why we do this like that. Okay. So that's why I use this one. Now I switch immediately to the larger guy. You're gonna see why. It gets tricky sometimes when you're always keeping an eye on what's in your tank while you're doing your siphoning. And when you're cleaning, always take a good look at where things are. As water level drops, like for instance your starfish, they will start to release and go back down. I can also help them and move them, but you can always see that they're already adjusting themselves, going back down to the water line. Now this is the reason I use a tall siphon anyway. Same thing starting. Come up. Okay, started flowing. There we go. Quickly. And every now and then, and that's what I like to show it. Didn't miss, get it. So I'll do it again. Let this drain out. And that's because I had an air pocket here, so it didn't start as I wanted it. So empty the line, make sure your line is empty from the last run. Okay. Now my line is empty. I shouldn't have that back pressure like I did before. There we go. Good. Now watch the difference. The sand is going to come, I can clean a lot more without crimping the hose because this is such a long pipe. I can now go through the entire bottom, moving it around, crimp where I have to. Go. And this is why you have to do your sand bed. Even if you have sifting animals that will do it, your fish, your snails, you still have to go in. When the sorry snails, in my opinion, are not enough. And that's why we do this once a quarter. This helps to make sure anything is in here that will probably stress the fish is removed. And that makes them healthier for you when you get them. There we go. And when I want to move to a different tank, crimp, move over, down. Siphons continue. Alright, I'm gonna stop here because I see something I want to make an adjustment. Good. Whew, I'm gonna take a little break.
All right. So, starting from where Wayne left off, I'm just going to continue siphoning, making sure to get all of the bed of the surface, get out all that bacteria. And the thing is, we want to do this as quick as possible just because we are draining the sump as we're doing this. So we do not want it to run dry.